Hey guys, have you seen Hope, Florida? I can't seem to find it. This is like a bizarro version of Blue's Clues. I'm hoping one of you out there is going to point at it and it's going to be sitting on a animated table behind me. Yet it's nowhere to be found. I'm Josh, and this is Ring of Fire's continuing look at the magically vanishing taxpayer dollars. Not long ago, I told you about the Hope, Florida scandal. Yeah, the one where we had the receipts and the one where tens of millions of taxpayer dollars were allegedly used to fight voter-led ballot amendments. Yeah, that one. Well, we've got a quick update. Hope, Florida has just started disappearing. Just like the millions of dollars from the last story, but this time, I'm not saying that it disappeared politically, not rhetorically. It's been erased administratively, as in quietly, silently, vanishing from government paperwork, which is always a great sign if everything's totally legit. Look, let me ask you something. When a program is doing amazing, heroic, totally legal work, what do you normally do? You promote it. You brag about it. You put it in your press releases. You do not remove its name from a Medicaid contract and hope nobody notices. Yet that's exactly what just happened. According to new reporting from our friend Rick Outzen, Hope, Florida's name has now disappeared from a major Medicaid contract with Florida's Agency for Healthcare Administration. Outzen wrote that Hope, Florida was, quote, listed in earlier versions of the contract, but they're no longer referenced in the current version, end quote. Not revised, not clarified, just gone. Deleted like a bad Yelp review. Except instead of forgetting your side of cheese grits, the state forgot your millions of dollars. New reporting found that the removal occurred without any explanation from the DeSantis administration or the Agency for Healthcare Administration, which is really interesting because when you do something routine, you usually do explain it. But when something's risky, that's when you sweep it under the rug and hope no one notices. But we did notice, and it raises a whole heck of a lot of questions. Look, let's be very, very clear here. If Hope, Florida was doing exactly what the administration said it was doing, connecting family to resources, helping Floridians, and being a totally normal resource, then why is it being erased from official state documents and contracts? This is not transparency. This is closed-door, cloak and dagger politics. Luckily, this story has officially moved into oh no territory for Florida Republicans, and I love watching it. Because this isn't just Democrats or journalists asking questions. Even Rick Scott, yes, that Rick Scott, the human Medicare spreadsheet, the guy that looks like if the guy from Hellraiser and Skeletor had a malnourished love child, that Rick Scott, has now publicly rebuked Ron DeSantis over this Hope, Florida fallout. And when Rick Scott thinks you have an optics problem, yikes. So let's go over all of this. Public money getting spent fighting voter initiatives. A First Lady branded nonprofit sitting right in the middle of all of it. Investigations are stalled, witnesses stop talking, records slow down, and now Hope, Florida quietly vanishes from Medicaid contracts as soon as the heat gets turned up. That's not coincidence. That is risk management. You do not erase successful, legitimate programs. But people like this, they erase liability. And look, let's not forget that Hope, Florida is not some random charity. It is tied directly to Casey DeSantis, promoted by the governor's office, featured in official press releases, with a website that looks like it's some wellness retreat in Weewahitchka. It's wrapped in just enough inspirational language that makes accountability uncomfortable. This is not quiet charity. This is branding. And now, that branding might come with some actual consequences. So the name starts disappearing. Funny how that works. Lil Ronnie DeSantis spent years telling Floridians that everyone else is corrupt. The media, the courts, teachers, Disney, crosswalks, drag queens, and sidewalk chalk. Now, a nonprofit tied directly to his administration is quietly being scrubbed from government contracts, and suddenly, the tough little guy is very, very quiet. No press conferences, no outrage, no shoe lifts, no finger pointing, just silence. This is not about ideology. It's not about wokeness. It's not about left versus right. It's about this. If you're using public money to influence elections and the paperwork starts asking questions, you start deleting instead of showing accountability. But yeah, culture wars, that's still the problem. But we all know the paperwork is still the real story, and paperwork does not lie. And these names, they only disappear when someone really hopes that you're going to stop looking. Doesn't it seem like our feeds are getting filled with more and more BS right-wing MAGA content? It's no secret that all these top tech bros are in love with the current regime, so it's no surprise that independent left-leaning media is being squashed by the algorithm. If you like our content and content like us, it doesn't take long to click that thumbs up, share, comment, or subscribe. So please help us keep the truth alive.